Good morning, warriors. Fernando here, God's Prepared Warrior, and welcome to Wednesday. We have made it to Wednesday. Thank the Lord. Thank you guys for joining me last night on a what would you call it? A move, a live stream move to Tuesday for just this week, right? I'm sorry if you guys were looking forward to our live on Monday, but there are a few things that have happened, and if you weren't able to be on the live yesterday, Monday was a day that my wife and I purchased a vehicle, and because yesterday is our anniversary, and that's what we got each other. And so and then on top of that, our daughter gave birth to our granddaughter yesterday. So it was a culmination of a lot of things happening in just a span of 2 days. And so that's why things shifted to Tuesday. And thank you guys for joining me, those who joined me yesterday. Today I want to talk to you about an important subject, and if you saw the title already, you're probably interested. And so this is a subject that a lot of people can say and might say, well, you know, I'm prepared for that, Fernando. But then there are a lot of people who might think today and think, wow, I didn't think about that, right? So today I want to talk about preparing for losing convenience, right? You know, most people aren't addicted to comfort. They actually depend on it, right? And here's the reality, right? When something happens, you know, like a power outage, you know, my favorite thing, right? Maybe if there's a supply disruption, maybe there's a crisis happening, right? You know, the first shock really isn't the danger of what is happening. It's actually the loss of normal life. And I want us to think deeply about what I just said. It is the loss of normal life. And I think that when we talk about preparedness, we don't think about that one particular thing. I think we think about all the other stuff, and we sometimes fail to really think deeply on the loss of normal life, right? I'm talking about zero internet. I'm talking about, you know, there's no more quick meals that we can buy at McDonald's or, you know, wherever you go, right? I'm talking about there is no instant answers to the questions that we might have, especially in that crisis, right? And I'm talking zero convenience, right? And that's where most people are going to struggle the most, right? Not because they're in immediate danger, but because they don't know how to function without comfort, right? Think about it. Have you nowadays, not back then when we were kids, right? Because when I was a kid, I loved to go out camping. I loved to, you know, go out and be outside. Nowadays, it's difficult for children. I hardly see our children playing anymore outside. Most of the time, kids are playing in a virtual world rather than actually playing outside, right? When we were growing up, you know, we stayed out till, you know, the lights you couldn't see anymore, and all you saw were the street lights. We had to be home or we were going to get in trouble, right? Totally different today. So you might say, Fernando, why does this matter? Well, we've built our lives around ease and speed, right? Everything is on demand. Everything is one click away, right? And everything is instantly accessible, right? Remove that, and frustration sets in really fast. And that frustration can turn into stress. It can turn into poor decisions. It can turn into panic. and all of those things, right? But here's the good news. A prepared warrior doesn't just prepare for emergencies. A prepared warrior prepares for life without convenience. Now, what do we do? Fernando, okay, so you've brought this up. What do we do? Well, I think there are a few things we should do. I think we need to practice slowing down, right? Maybe that looks like we cook a full meal without any shortcuts, right? Maybe we do something today the long way, right? We train our mind to operate without speed, right? The next thing, I think we should reduce our dependence and ask yourself, what do I rely on daily, right? It's reducing our dependence. What do I rely on daily that could disappear tomorrow, right? Maybe it's us start building alternatives, right? Maybe it's reading an actual book instead of a digital book, right? Maybe it's using manual tools instead of electric or cordless tools, right? Maybe it's actually us eating and using our stored food instead of getting takeout, right? And this next one is one of my favorites that I actually do sometimes, and it's practicing with your preps. If you follow me at any given length, you're going to hear me talk about practicing with your preps, right? Maybe it's you simulating a no convenience window where you pick a block of time, and in this block of time we're not gonna have access to the internet. This block of time we're gonna actually have to cook a meal, and there's no going out to eat, there's no fast food. Maybe this block of time there's no shortcuts that we take. We do things the long way, right? Learn where your weak points are. This is why we do this, right? This is why we practice with our preps, because we're going to learn where those weak points are, and we're able to build on top of those. We're able to strengthen those places because now we see where they are, right? The next thing is maybe we build patience as a skill, right? Patience is not personality, it's training, right? We all know that you don't ask God for patience. Why? Because He's going to put you through it, right? And the more you practice operating without convenience, the more stable you become under pressure. You become more patient, right? So what is the spiritual readiness that we need to have? Convenience can make us forget how much we really need to rely on God. If you strip that away, then you are quickly reminded of your access to God, right? If convenience is taken away, you're quickly reminded how much you need God, right? This is why I love Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5, that says, "Trust in the Lord with all of your heart. Lean not on your own understanding." True strength isn't found in comfort. It's not. It's found in dependence on God. So if your life only works when it's easy, it won't work when it's hard. The important thing for us is to train ourselves now. Remove the crutches, build resilience, and get comfortable being uncomfortable. So that's what I got for you today, guys. Have a great Wednesday. Remember, stay vigilant, stay prepared, and I hope to see you on the next video. God bless.